Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. Today is October 15th, 2020. And I'm getting ready to run my daily 6-minute report, COVID-19 report for the country of Israel. So I'll give you a quick, so you get the sort of the executive summary of my COVID-19 report for the country of Israel. So let's go ahead and run this report. By the way, I'm using Rmarkdown and Rstudio and R programming language to generate these reports. There will be a link to both the code and the report in the description below. Okay, so currently Israel is averaging 1,042 cases per day, but only about 7 deaths. So I'm not quite sure what their concern is. But let's take a look at mortality rate. So here's the mortality rate. So this is 0.75% about. And you can see at this point they began to decline back up towards this level. And about the first week of October, they crossed back over the average mortality rate. But even so, you can see that their death rate's like 1.75% on average. Okay, so that's a pretty good mortality rate. Most countries, including the U.S., are about 2.5%. So anyway, so let's take a look at cases. So it certainly looks like cases is on the decline in Israel. This could have something to do with the current lockdown or quarantine, but not necessarily. Okay. Deaths, you can see the trouble continues to be deaths. The deaths are continuing to climb up towards 40 on average. So it's average about 40 deaths per day, which is quite a bit for a country as small as Israel. Let's take a look at cases. Let's zoom in on the cases to July. And here you can see the clear downtrend. The red marks the actual daily number, but you can see what this lowest line does. It helps smooth out the curve so you can see the underlying pattern or trend to the data, okay? Let's take a look at deaths as of June 1st. Once again, spike. You had a huge spike for some reason or other. Let's see. But once again, you can see the climb up. So they're up about 40 per day, 40 deaths per day, which is quite a lot for a country with the population of Israel, I'd say. Let's take a look at weekly numbers. Okay, you can see last week numbers was the first decline in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. The first decline in cases in the previous 5 weeks. Deaths are kind of flat. 100. Last week you had 100, but you had 100 still less than this here. So you had 75 here, almost 100, slightly under 100, back above 100 here. So deaths are still a problem at 100 per week, I guess. Although the good news is cases are declining, so hopefully the deaths will follow that case decline at some point, and the deaths will be lowered back down. Monthly cases remains to be seen whether or not Israel's October cases will catch the September cases. Yes, well, unfortunately, October's deaths will easily catch and pass September's deaths, which is not a good sign because September had about 610 deaths, while currently October's at 575. So the death situation is definitely not good. Hopefully this lockdown, this quarantine will lower the deaths back down a little bit, if not remove them completely. So that's the report for Israel today, and thanks so much for your time. And I'll just go ahead and update my GitHub webpage for the day with this report for today. And this takes care of Israel's report for today. We'll catch you on it. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hey, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button. I'm currently at 38. I'd like to get to 40 subscribers by the weekend, and you can be number 39, even number 40. So thanks again so much for your time. We'll catch you on the next report.